Oh, hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Hey, if you liked the video, click that like button and click subscribe so that you'll get notifications whenever we post new content. Appreciate you watching. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone. Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. As you can see, I'm back outside finally in the swing. Spring is in the air. Turkeys are running everywhere. The spring turkey season in Kentucky, 1 week away. Now, I'm getting my stuff together, getting my pack that I take with me when I go out, and I wanted to kind of explain something. Now, and don't get me wrong, I ain't got a thing in the world against the people that carry a lot of calls. I carry 3 mouth reeds, and I carry an owl call, and a lot of people carry 3 or 4 striker calls, whether it be pot calls or box calls or push-pull, stuff like that. Myself, I carry 1 pot call. It's a slate call, and I agree totally with you what you're about to say. If it gets wet, I'm in trouble, but I try not to deer hunt or turkey hunt in the rain. Sorry about that. But what I wanted to talk to you about was, a lot of people say, okay, but you can't get the sound out of that 1 call maybe that you want. We need a particular sound. Guys, this is where the mistake is made. The sound you're looking for is not necessarily coming from this. The sound that you're looking for more than likely will come from these. So what I want to do is I want to get into the different sounds we get from this same call, but with different strikers, different types of strikers. So now what I want to do is I want to tell you what the species of wood that the striker that I'm about to use on each one of these is, and then I'm going to do a yelp, I'm going to do a cut, and I'm going to do a purr with each one, and then I can figure out which 3 of these strikers, because 99% of the time, if you've got a good yelp, if you've got a good cut, and you've got good purr, that's all you need. So now the first one of these I want to try is a hickory striker with frogwood top, okay? And it's I call them a pencil cut. They're not beveled at all, it's just straight, or you can call them a straight cut. Now what I'm going to do is, for a yelp, I'll just make some footballs. It's not bad, it's a little almost mechanical. Okay, I don't know. So now here's a cluck. And I like the cluck in that. Okay, let's see about a purr. Not bad. Let's try the next one. The next one is Osage wood, and it has a dyed stabilized top. Okay, and again, this is a straight cut. Okay, it's a pretty good yelp. I like that yelp. That's a real raspy, like an older bird sounding yelp. I kind of like that. Now here's a cluck, or a cut. Pretty good. Let's try a purr. I like that purr. We'll try to get real quiet with it. Oh yeah. I like that one for the purr. I really like that one for the purr. So that was the Osage wood with a dried stabilized top. Now the next one is canary wood with a dyed stabilized top. It's canary wood. Now this one is beveled, or I call them bell bottom. Okay, let's see how this one does with the yelp. Now usually these bell bottom strikers do better on a yelp. There's that rusty wheel, that roll over, starting with that high, and then going into that rusty, real raspy lower tone. I like that one for the yelp. Let's try a purr, or let's try a cut. Wow. That's my favorite so far for a cut. By far for a cut. Let's try a purr. Try to pull it way down. So far, that one, the canary wood with a dyed stabilized top, is my favorite for a purr and a cluck, or a cut rather. Now let's try frogwood with a hybrid top. Now what this is, it looks like it's acrylic mixed with some burled wood for the top, so it's going to have a very interesting sound. And this one is again a pencil cut, or just a straight cut. Let's try the yelp on this one. I like that one. I really like this one so far for the yelp. That's my favorite yelp right there on this slate. Let's try the cut. Very good. That's a really good cut. I like that cut on this one too. I don't like it as good as I do that Osage, but that's pretty good. Let's try a purr. I don't like the purr. Here's my thing with purrs, okay? And then I'll tell you why I don't like this one for the purr. If you listen, and I'm trying at different locations and different angles, it doesn't sound turkey. It sounds like a chicken. I don't like that. I don't like the purr with that one. But now it may be different on different stones or different strikers, different materials. But on this one that I like to carry, okay, it's my lucky pot call, I'm sorry. I don't like the purr from this one. But I do really like the cut with this one. I like the cut with this one probably more than any of them. Okay, and that was the frogwood with a hybrid top. Okay, now this one is paddock wood with a frogwood top. Okay, and again, this was the bell type. Okay, and see how this one does with the yelps. Much like that one on the yelp on this stone, I'm going to try a different pressure. Don't really care for the yelp of this one on this stone. I'm going to go ahead and try a cut with it. Cut sounds okay. Not as good as that Osage. I really like the cut on it. Let's try a purr. Now something I am noticing about this one. I can get a lot of different, almost like there's more than one bird purring sounds that you could probably move around with this one. Yeah, that one does okay on the cut, but on the yelp, on this particular stone, it doesn't do too well on the yelp or on the purr. Does okay on the cut though. Now this is one I really got high hopes in. This is Purple Heart. Now if you've dealt much with turkey calls at all, you've dealt with Purple Heart strikers. Everybody's got or seen one. So let's try this one and see how it does with the yelp. That's really good. I like that one. It's really, really good. Okay, now let's see how it does with a cut. Sorry about all the background noise. My neighbor's mowing grass. What can you do? But it sounds really good with a cut too. That sounds more turkey. Okay, it's hard to explain it, but to me when a turkey makes a noise, it's not just one noise. Okay, it's like a note and another backup note. And if you listen real close when I do that cut, there's a up and then there's a down, and to me that sounds more turkey when you're making sounds to try to attract a turkey than anything. A lot of calls won't do that. That's why you got to search for what's best. Let's try a purr on this. I really like this purr. Oh yeah, I like this. I'm going to try something with this Purple Heart that I didn't do with the other ones. I'm going to try to go about a 3 to 5 call yelp, drop into a cut, and then a purr cut. This so far, all the way around, is the best one of the bunch that I've picked up. I got one more here. This is made out of zebra wood, and it is also a bell-bottom striker. But if you notice, it's got a lot more rollover on the tip than the others. The others were bell-bottom. They were kind of more flat. This one's a lot more round. So let's see how this one does. Let's go with a yelp with this one. I like that yelp on that call. Yes, that's a very, very good yelp. Let's try a cut. Like the cut on this one. Cut does real well. Let's try a purr. Try to lighten it way down. Okay, I really like the purr on this. This is the best purr of all of them that I've seen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 3 that I pick and why, real quick. Okay, my number one, that when my pot call comes out and I begin to do what I'm going to do to try to find and locate a turkey and get him to start to me, Purple Heart. Okay, if I have to choose only one striker out of my bag, the Purple Heart's going to be it, because it may not have been the best at the yelp, It may not have been the best at the purr or at the cut, but it was near the top of all of them. So I can work this striker to any scenario I need to work. If I come out and I just, and immediately I hear, okay, immediately a turkey blows up on me. He's closer than I thought he was going to be. I got to get a seat and I got to start working now, and I ain't got time to go through my bag and start seeing what I want to do. So then I can still sit down with this call, and I can still sit down with this call and with this striker, and I can work that turkey in till I can feel like I've got him coming my way, and then I'll lay this down. And once I lay this down, then I'll go to a mouth call and stay with it until he decides he don't want to dance, or I get to throw little round beads at his head. One of the two. Okay, that's my number one. That's going to come out of the bag as soon as this comes out of the bag. My number two, the zebra wood. I like the zebra wood for one fact. It's got the best purr. Whether I want to go a loud purr or if I want to die it way off. I feel like that was the best purr. So that's going to be if I know that I'm in a real thick spot and the turkey's not going to be able to see me real well. If I'm hidden real good, then I'm going to use this. If he's 60, 70 yards out, you know, he's still holding up a little bit too far, then I want to shoot, but I don't really want to yelp or cut on him, because a lot of times a turkey, to me, if you get a lot of yelps and cuts going on a turkey, instead of coming to it, he's kind of like, you know, where's she at? You know, I know she's over there. What's she doing? You know, I want to take a look at her before I get any closer. So, but I've noticed the purr, a soft purr, with a couple of cuts, just a real soft, you know, come over here, man, I want to talk to you purr. That a lot of times they may not just pull their wings and come hammering, but they'll start working their way in. But not maybe, to me it seems like they're not as hard at looking for movement if they're hearing a yelp or if they're hearing just a solid cut. Now my other one that I will bring will be canary wood with the dyed stabilized top. Now the reason that I picked this is because this one had the best sounding cut of all 8 of these that I tried, that I own. You know, there's some more out there. There's some carbon, and there's some different composite strikers that you can get that probably would work great on this and do all that, but I don't have any of those, so I got to decide what's working for me. And right now these are what's working for me. But this one, I can use this call, and it seems I can roll it a little bit different angle, and I can even get maybe a conversation started between more than one bird sitting where I'm sitting, you know, and just kind of move, you know, light sound movements and change the sound pitch, and maybe make him think there's 2 or 3 hens up there. I really need to go check that out and see what's going on. So that's the 3 that I'm going to take in order. Okay, the Purple Heart, that will be my bullet that's in the chamber, I guess you could say. Then the zebra wood will be the one that I will keep for the purrs, because I like it. It has a really clear purr at high volume or a low volume purr. And then the canary wood with the Osage stabilized top, because I love the cut. It's got a real sharp 2-tone almost cut, and you can change the angle on this one and really change how it sounds. And maybe even if you get practice with it a little bit, I might be able to make it start to sound like there's a couple of birds cutting at each other or cutting at that tom, and really talk him into coming on in. But the thing I wanted you to notice, that all 3 of these are bailed. Now the Purple Heart isn't bailed quite as much as the other 2, but it is not straight. It is not straight. And I don't think that's by accident. I personally feel that strikers that are bailed are better, especially when it comes to yelps and when it comes to purrs, because you can learn to change the angle on the striker when you're pulling on your pot call, when you're doing a purr, and you can put a lot of different pitch into that purr, and you can do the same thing when you're doing cuts. You can do a cut, change angle, do another cut, and it'll be an entirely different sounding bird that you're getting a cut from. And a lot of times that makes a big difference. If you can make that tom that's hung up out there 80, 90 yards, you know you can see him, but he can't see you, but he just won't come any farther. He starts thinking, just on the other side of what I can't see, sounds like there's a whole bunch of hens over there. And a lot of times that'll make him change his mind. So guys, I just want to make you a real quick video of this today, show you what I have to work with. I do have other pot calls, but this is the one that I think, to me, is the best pot call that I have for the circumstance I'm going to be hunting. As far as right now what I can see in the forecast, I've got a couple other ones that if the weather is going to change, if it's going to get really humid, or we're going to be expecting overnight rain and then the next morning not be raining but a lot of moisture in the air, then I will change what I'm going to use. I've got some crystal calls and stuff that work a lot better in the rain, and I've got some other stuff I would use in that situation. But for this pot call being my favorite pot call, these are strikers to me that do the job with this pot call. Doesn't necessarily mean go out and buy this pot call and only buy these 3 strikers, because you probably got a good pot call at home. If you've ever bought one, you've got one that'll work, unless you've done some kind of crazy thing to it, like rub baby oil on it or something. But if you've got a pot call at home, it'll work. The thing you need to do is start thinking about strikers. Now, I'm going to post a link in the description of the guy that made these strikers, all these strikers for me, well, except for the zebra wood. When I had this call originally made, because it's a zebra wood call, I had a zebra wood striker made with it. So, but I'm going to post a link for this guy. He makes strikers. He does a wonderful job, and he'll cut you a really good price on them. Just give him a call, or hit him up on his Facebook page. He'll do you a great job. And he'll make you some stuff that'll help you become a better turkey hunter, and it'll help you to understand how this is a musical instrument, and these are the picks you're going to use with it. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gone. Hey y'all, appreciate you watching this video. Hope to see you in the next one. This is Fat Man. I'm gone.